Our next tip for managing you is you have control. Almost everybody I work with always has at least one person on their team that says, yeah, but I'm not empowered to do that. I'm here to tell you, you have control. Remember that story I was telling you about the chef that I had the big argument with a long time ago? I shared that with you because I realized in the moment that I was out of control. And no one was calling me out on being out of control because it wasn't anybody's responsibility except for my own. What was happening in the background in that situation was that I was working 14 hours a day. I wasn't eating well. I wasn't exercising my body, but I was doing really strenuous work a lot. I wasn't in a great relationship at the time, and I wasn't feeding my soul with things like books or music or art or nature. All I had was focus on others so much that I forgot to invest in myself. So I really had nothing to give. I allowed myself to be disempowered. I was a renter, a victim. Owners embrace responsibility. They build their own house. They make investments into their house. Renters call the landlord when something goes wrong. They're ready to outsource or blame it on somebody else. So I'm challenging you now when I say you have control to actually be an owner and not a renter anymore. And when you start doing that with something as simple as managing you emotionally, it opens up new possibilities for you in every area of your life. So it really is a growing opportunity for you. Empowerment means having the necessary tools, training, and authority to exceed expectations. So if you feel like you have the tools, the training, and the authority, or at least enough of it, then you are empowered and you do have the control. If you feel like you're lacking in any of those areas, it is also your responsibility to articulate what you need. No one can read your mind. So when I say you have control, use it. Here are a couple of tips for you. First of all, you're never going to get authority unless you show that you can handle authority. So make 10 steps for yourself. If you have a situation or a problem with a guest, a conundrum, write down the 10, just make up a finite number of steps that it would take. Just say, here are the 10 steps to solving this problem. Sometimes just writing it down is a very therapeutic and helpful exercise to take. Another thing you can do is engage others and say, what would you do? What do you think we could do? You have tons of resources available to you. Pick up the phone, make some calls, go talk to people, problem solve. People are thrilled to help other people, believe it or not, especially when they're trying to do something to help somebody else or to make somebody else smile. The final piece of advice I can give you is take action now. Seek forgiveness later. If you take a risk and you do it in the right spirit and in the spirit of being of service to others, you can't go wrong. So don't ever be afraid to go ahead and take that risk, because I guarantee you, even though you might get a little bit of coaching on the back end of what you could do differently next time, it doesn't mean that what you did in the moment was ever the wrong thing to do. It's always the right thing to do if it comes from the right place. So you have control. Manage yourself. Use that control.